coarsely. All right. So the next step is to compress what needs to be compressed because you do not have to compress everything. The only things that I will compress are my drums, my vocals, just because those I want to make sure stand out in front of everything else in the mix anyway. But also, I want to compress anything that gets lost in the mix. Um, Everything sounds clear though, but anything that I want to come more up front, like if I wanted the background noise to come up further up front and want it to be more, have more of a presence, then that's when I would use compression. See, uh, compression has two purposes: to make dynamic range more a consistent sound, and also to bring more presence for a sound if it's not present enough in the mix already. So let's check out the mix and see what we where we want to start. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. Yeah, this world could all be yours. I'm just gonna go ahead and create a vocal background bus, which I'll explain what a bus is in the next video. Yeah, the next video is whenever I'll explain what a bus is. But right now, just know I'm creating a background vocal bus so that I can control my background vocals all together at one time. It's a bit more easier. I'll just do that for the chorus right now. All right, now let's check out the what we want to hear. I mean, what we want to compress again. Right now, besides the 808 kick snares and the rest of drums and the vocals, I'm kind of wanting to throw it on the 808 or the bass, whichever one you want to call it. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hug. Yeah, and I will because it does have a dynamic range, and the last bit of the bass kind of gets lost in the mix, so I'll compress that. This is the South and the weather's so fucking. When I compress, I make sure to look for where the average sound is. And so for this is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. Yeah, this world could all be yours. I'll say it's between 18 and 21, negative 18 and negative 21 dB. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it at 20. The threshold set at 20. And now what the threshold is, for those who don't know what the threshold or know anything about compression, the threshold is basically the line, the the trip line, I guess you can call it, of when compression actually starts. So anything that touches 20, negative 20 dB or goes past 20 dB, it gets compressed however much I decide to compress it. And the ratio, which is uh, how much it gets compressed, uh, determines that. So, for instance, if I go to 2-to-1 ratio. That means for every dB that's over, it gets knocked down 2 dB. And so you can also adjust how fast it compresses and how fast it releases that sound. You typically want a fast release on quick things like drums, and a slow release on things like long notes. And then whatever amount of volume you take away from the sound during this process, you always bring it back with the gain knob that's inside of the plugin. Remember, never use the faders. The faders are only for balance. You go to the gain knob inside of your plugin to bring back the sound that you've taken away from compression. So now we can get started. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. This world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking. And something I do to help me out a lot is I over exaggerate the amount of attack and release to understand exactly how it's affecting the sound, and then I slowly just adjust it to where I can see and hear how it's affecting the sound, how fast it's attacking and how slow it's attacking, and vice versa with the release. And then I just do the same with the ratio as well. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friendly. This is the South. This is the South. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friendly. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. This world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friendly. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. Another trick that I've picked up on is when you're messing with the release and you're trying to figure out exactly how long you need to have the release, and things like that. What I've done is I know that 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second. And so whenever I let bass play, I just count for how long that note is, and then I just adjust my release from there to determine how much of the release I want to stay and how fast I want it to go. So right now what I'm doing is I'm about to bring up my stopwatch and catch how long the 808 plays. This is the South and the weather's so fucking. I kind of lost it. Hold on. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friendly. And that note, I say each note is probably close to a second, so I can either put it at 1,000 milliseconds or just from there and kind of let it kind of sit a little below that, which is what I'll do, just because I don't want it to disturb the next sound. Because I want that next sound to also be able to get its punch in before being compressed. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friendly. Always hugs. This is the South and the weather's
weather so fucking friend.
Yeah, so I'd say this is pretty good. I'll probably even go down a little more. Let's see.
This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. South and the weather's so fucking friendly.
Right now, all I'm doing is bringing back the sound that I took.
This is the South and the weather's so fucking friendly. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking in this world.
You see, now you're able to feel the 808 a lot more. You're able to hear it throughout the mix, even that last part of the 808 pattern that kind of used to get buried underneath the sound. I mean, underneath the rest of the instruments, you can hear that now. It's present now, and that's what compression is able to do.
This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be.
It brings it more up front. It even makes it sound bigger. Okay, now I'm gonna go do the same process and do it with my drums and my vocals. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get through that, and I'm gonna be doing the same process that I did with the 808.
This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking in this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking in this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking in this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know this is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking in this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking in this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking in this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking in this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking in this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking in this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating.
to my vocals because I forgot to add the gain back.
This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. Yeah, this world could all be yours. This is the South. This is the South. This is the South and the weather's so. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs. This is the South. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs. This is the South. This is the South and the weather's so fucking. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Oh, this is the South and the weather's so. This is the South and the weather's so fuck. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. Yeah, this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. Yeah, this world could all be yours. This is the South and the. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. Yeah, this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. Yeah, this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you. This is the. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating.
I was trying to help the hi-hat stand out a little more in the mix, but I feel it kind of gets buried just a tad bit. But I think I'm just gonna have to just turn it up from the fader to give it a better balance in the mix, just a little bit.
This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend. Always hugs and the shit is so suffocating. And I know just the things that you be thinking. Yeah, this world could all be yours. This is the South and the weather's so fucking friend.
And I think I don't need to put anything on the kick or the snare or anything like that. I think that's all I want to compress are my vocals, a tiny bit of the hi-hat, and the 808. So to wrap this step up, compression does two things. It makes things stand out more, gives more presence because it brings it up front, especially things with dynamic range. Because it bring the dynamic range a lot closer, makes it bigger, makes it louder. Well, the average sound louder, even though it's pretty much the same volume. The reason why it's louder is because now that everything's more put together and brought to the same volume that it was before, before it was compressed, now it's louder because everything is brought up to that same volume. Every part of that sound, all the more quieter parts are brought up closer to the same volume, and the loud parts are at the same volume. So everything comes up together as a whole when you're doing compression, which makes it sound a lot louder and bigger, and brings it up in front of the mix, just like it would in real life. Like if you had someone in the background you're able to hear them, but they're not. You're not probably not able to catch everything. But now, if that same person's up front and close in your face, then you're able to hear all that same quietness that they had, and as well as the loudness. So that's the same thing with compression. That's all it's doing, and it also, yeah, and it also just brings the dynamic range closer to each other, like I just explained. So that's pretty much all compression does. It brings more presence and makes things louder. And you do not have to do that with every instrument in your mix, just the ones you feel really need it. Um, like I feel I might actually have to do the vibrating phone sound as well, because I know that kind of gets lost in the mix. So I'm gonna do that real quick.
I've been over.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get that.
I've been over. Finding it hard to.
I'm just gonna make the average sound or the threshold at 24, just somewhere in the middle of where it was at.
I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something else. Always consistent, the struggles I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something else. Always consistent, I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something else. I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something else. I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something else. I've been over. Finding it hard. I've been over. Finding it. I've been over. Finding. I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something else. Always consider. I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something else. Always consistent. I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something else. Always consistent, the struggles I feel. I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something else. Always consistent, the struggles I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something else. I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something. I've been over. Finding it hard to take back something else. I've been over. Finding it hard to take back some. I've been over. Finding it hard. I've been over. Finding it hard to take.
Are you able to hear the difference now? Like, it's subtle, but it's a lot different now. Let's see. This is the phone vibrating without compression.
I've been over. Finding it hard to take.
That second vibrating noise kind of gets buried just a little bit. But when I throw the compression on it, it's brought up as well. So now we're able to hear it a lot more.
I've been over. Finding it hard.
Yeah, see, it just sounds more upfront, more clear as well. So yeah, that's the power of compression. And we didn't have to do a whole lot of compression either. So yeah, this is the next step. This is the compression step, and now we can get into the next one.